Hi, it's me, the SpongeBob tier list guy now, I guess. I'm hitting every food in all of mainline SpongeBob. Every food, every drink, every crumb. Each food will range from 1 btan star to 5 and will be based on appearance, memorability, and hypothetical taste. Quick disclaimer, I promise the intro is almost over. The food has to originate in SpongeBob and must have a visual of some kind. Something like a potato or glass of water does not count. It needs to be SpongeBob. Somehow. My mind has already been broken from making 2 of these videos, so let's see what taking a 3rd bite can do. The worst of the worst. These foods, if you can even call them that, are hazardous to your health or are an affront to taste buds worldwide. Gummy. Oh boy. Gummy. So great you could drop by for this video. Gummy debuted in The Gift of Gum. It's a giant ball of gum. It is huge, so much so that there are other fish chilling inside. Later in the episode, it becomes a trap for multiple characters. I do not like Gummy, I do not trust Gummy, I harbor a massive amount of disdain for Gummy, and I want to stop talking about Gummy. The appetizer. Nostalgia is one powerful drug and one not strong enough to save the appetizer. Sacrificing all of its edibility and taste in exchange for comedy destroys its chances in this kind of video. Composed of what I can only imagine is an underwater fly, various wrappers, a human foot, and unspecified meat, this thing belongs at the bottom. You could not pay me to eat this, and I am a really desperate, cheap idiot. I think out of all the foods we will cover, this one is the only one to have a net loss. If you dip a spoon or straw or whatever into that, you will be spitting out far more than you eat. Prepare to lose your lunch and sanity with this thing. 1 dozen crying cows on the farm. 12 Krabby Patties prepared on wheat buns by Farmer Brown. If I can manage to remember and edit this video properly, this guy is in the lowest tier and should be the first Krabby Patty variation you see. I'd like to say this one is more of an exception. Pretty much anything Krabby Patty is amazing, so when you see a Krabby Patty product in this video, imagine it's in a higher league. Basically, I can't put every Krabby Patty type into the top tier, otherwise this video will be boring and predictable. A 1-star Krabby Patty type is still better than a normal 3-star. Think of it almost like a prestige system from a game. All of the Krabby Patty types are coming around for a victory lap. Well, most of them. The Ugly Patty. Jesus Christ, Squidward! How do you even make this? Moldy buns, eyeballs, nails, driftwood, hair, socks, and some mysterious pink liquid? Utterly vile. What an abomination of a Krabby Patty. Absolutely disgusting. Chum Burger. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to describe or differentiate all the various chum foods throughout the show. This one is chum, between 2 buns. It's bad. I don't need to tell you that. Chum stick. Ugh. This just makes me think of Plankton's regular. It's chum. On a stick. Salad. Yep, those are some of the coolest meals I've ever laid my eyes on. Perfect for your ultimate teen hangout, I guess. When Pearl takes over and makes the cuddly crab, we get a menu. All things considered, with the other prices for foods in this video, I'm chill with $2. I know crabs ain't. Seahorse milk. As a drink, I'm sure it's fine, but this sucker is infamous. Yes, this is the spoiled, blobby cube of milk that Patrick eats in Have You Seen This Snail? Patrick is a tank. He eats anything and everything. This mere dairy product disgusts him. Is it a consistency of Jell-O? Is it like chewing a marshmallow? Is it rubbery? All these questions and more I do not want answered. Chum nuggets. They're literally just rocks. Snail po. The most important meal of the day, serving it up Gary's way. SpongeBob hates this garbage and I can't blame him. We also see in a cutaway that the Snail po business people are holding a meeting, probably for how their food sucks. Chum Supreme. I didn't even realize this was a thing. It's just the chum slop, put in buckets this time around. Free sample Krabby Patty. Oh hey, a chance to be lazy. I'm just gonna reuse my section from the Plankton Plan tier list video. Free samples. Fraud. That's all the plan is. Sell chum, but say it's a Krabby Patty. Fairly effective, but it lacks impact or character. And of course, fails. How do you mess up free food? That's like the greatest thing of all time. Golden Patty.
It's ready! It's ready! It's ready!
Yeah. No. Patty Whip. What the barnacles is a Patty Whip? Sadly, it's not as cool as the name suggests. It's not some kind of like lasso-based weapon. This is a smoothie made from a normal smoothie and a few Krabby Patties. It's good. Its appearance is not good. It makes me gag just looking at it, but it sells like hotcakes. Eventually, Krabs makes his own Patty Whip dispenser to serve the crowd. Also, $10. You want 10 monies. 10 hard-earned gold doubloons for a medium-sized smoothie. As with everything successful, Goofy Goopers has to stick their peanut head in. They try to force Krabs out of the business, and so he declares ice cream war. I learned this is based on the Dole Whip, a real-world soft serve, best known in Disney World. The original flavor was the Pineapple Whip. Oh, I get it now. Oh. That makes sense. I guess anyone who has been to the happiest place on earth can tell me how the real-life equivalent tastes. I wouldn't know. I make tier lists on SpongeBob food. Chum crabs. Ah, good old Chummy. This guy flat out is a zombie. He is a reanimated corpse combining Mr. Krabs' shell and the fleshy biomass of Chum. He's also basically Frankenstein's monster. He seems like a bro, but not even his friendship with anyone will save him from a 1-star. Seahorse radish. I've never had horseradish. Black lemonade. God, I'm gonna throw up. It's ink. Just ink. Ink is, at least somewhat depending on the preparations, I imagine, edible, but just raw ink in a cup? Nope. Nope. Nope from me. Ultra chummy patties packed. Ultra chummy patty. I can't do the impression like the guy who does it. Ultra chummy patties packed with quadruple grilled goodness. I don't know. I have been writing this video in a non-chronological order, so this is my last entry for the entire script. Do these sound good? Quadruple Grilled Goodness is a fantastic name, but I don't care. I'm at around 25 total pages. Let's be real, you do not care about ultra chummy patties packed with quadruple grilled goodness. Nobody does. The Nasty Patty, a Krabby Patty made to kill a man. Well, not intentionally, but it pretty much achieves the goal. Composed of some volcano sauce, seahorse radish, toenail clippings, and dried with a gym sock, this thing is a perfect way to murder someone you don't like. I don't even know how you make a sandwich look this bad. It has somehow a green patty, warts, pus, and some tendril-like crap on the sides. Props to the artist. They truly got their point across here. Oh boy, where do I even begin with this abomination? Synthetic Krabby Patties were the fast food equivalent of a jump scare. They looked like Krabby Patties, smelled kinda like Krabby Patties, and even had that classic sesame seed bun. But once you took a bite, bam, raw gray sludge surprise. It's not even meat. It's not even tofu. It's spray painted goo. Like literal gray mush shot out of a machine, cooked in a furnace like it's steel, and then airbrushed to fool the masses. You know you're in a culinary dystopia when your burger needs paint to be appetizing, and the worst part, people like them. Until they didn't. Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob were gagging just watching the patties get made. I can't blame them. Imagine being a fry cook and finding out your kitchen is now a prop shop for plastic food cosplay. This thing is a perfect metaphor for corporate food chains going too far. It's what happens when you sell your soul to a franchise and your secret formula becomes edible lies. the weenie patty, the pizza patty, the burrito patty, the noodle patty. I'm gonna be honest, I do not care about any of these great value Krabby Patties. Oh, how crazy! A hot dog patty, a pizza patty, burritos, or even noodles. My loathing of this crappy hybrid food style stems from the one time I had some Pringles. Have you seen their flavors as of late? Pickles, enchiladas, Philly cheesesteak, honey mustard, brisket, beer can chicken, pizza, even everything bagel? I once tried their cheeseburger Pringle flavor, and it was genuinely the worst chip I have ever had. Look me dead in my non-existent video eyes and tell me you know someone who has eaten beer can chicken Pringles. This is what happens when mankind strays too far from heaven. We peaked with Sun Chips. End of story. Coral bits. I'm terrified of what coral tastes like. This side doesn't have much of a major appearance in the show, so I don't really have anything to say about it. There was some sour watermelon flavored popcorn based on these. I'm morbidly interested. As I researched this, I fell into a rabbit hole, and check this out. There was a Japanese based restaurant that made food inspired by the show. Look at this! Look at this Gary dessert! This cute SpongeBob sandwich, all the merch and more! Why do we get a mediocre Wendy's crossover when we could have gotten this? Rusty on Rye. This is the prime food you would eat in a Fallout bunker. Developed by Rusty Ricketts, this plank of a sandwich is made of plywood with spackle and shellac. Shellac? I don't know. It's not stated what put old Rusty in the grave, but I hope it was this sandwich. It does not look appetizing, and literally nobody else knows how to make it. It was so unpopular, SpongeBob has to literally summon the ghost of Rusty to remake it. And to top it off, Rusty brings a few of his ghost friends to mess with the Krusty Krab. What a splinter-filled waste of an entry. Bleh. Gummy Krabby Patties. This is not a food in the show, thank Neptune. Can you find me a single soul that enjoys eating gummy Krabby Patties? Go on. I'll wait. Love candy. Well, it's about what I expect. Pretty rubbery. Lacks flavor, and especially substance. I wonder if there's a flavor difference between a right-hand glove and a left. I'll let you test that on your own. Edibility is finally available. All of these foods are fine. They probably taste a bit nasty or unpleasant, but they won't kill ya. Crab Patty, the first incarnation of our favorite fast food sandwich. The ancestor to the Krabby Patty, this guy wasn't perfect, but he walked so everything else could run. It also features a tiny snippet of chum, an interesting detail. It does poison and knock out Old Man Jenkins, which is a win in my book. This is better as a museum piece rather than an edible food. Great to look at and admire, not consume. We like it for what it achieves rather than deliciousness. Some food had to make the sacrifice. Thank you, Plab Patty, for your service. Sequin milkshakes and bow tie french fries. Shame on Squidward and Mr. Krabs for bashing SpongeBob with this. I would enjoy this. Look at the little bow tie! It's so cute! Health inspector food. Oh dear. A crusty kelp dog doesn't sound terrible. Then the buttered barnacles. Alright, appetizing. Then the powdered driftwood. Alright, I love mouth splinters. Then sludge pudding. Really good. And finally, fried flotsam. Ugh. Judging by the health inspector's plate, it's all just fast food lingo, but really? Buttered barnacles? Driftwood? Flotsam? Apparently it's good according to the guy, but I can't get past the names. If I go to some fancy pants high-end restaurant with the best cuts of beef, and there's a meal called the dried roadkill, I'm just going to order off the kids menu. Peeled patty. It's just a generic Krabby Patty without crust. Nothing crazy. Chum Patty. The most polarizing hybrid food of all time. It's a Krabby Patty. It's chum. It's both. I think they each cancel each other out, leaving a quite literal nothing burger. 20,000 Patties Under the Sea has Plankton trying to sabotage SpongeBob's DoorDash scheme. Stuff goes wrong and Chum ends up on a slider and this big guy likes him. All I'm saying is, if the only person that likes them is a literal monster at the bottom of a chasm, maybe it's a sign. Oh god. Shampoo. Oh boy. Live and learn. Oh god, I'm so happy about the 2-in-1 while I was at it. Condition really amps up the flavor. Oh my god, I made it. No! I got the script wet! Oh no! Wow soup, yummy buns. I hope you don't mind, but I'm merging these two entries together. What tastes better than food? Grease! It's literally just grease. That's all. Not even a patty, just buns. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I'd like to not eat this, but I mean this versus like the appetizer is a clear night and day difference. Just make sure to pack some Pepto-Bismol. Maybe a lot. Paper patties. Sadly, the mouth explosion of a Krabby Patty does not translate well to ink cartridges. Sponge prints these out in not normal. Customers don't notice at first, but eventually the quality drops substantially. These just seem flavorless. It's like the sandwich version of a YouTube content farm. Sure, they get the job done, but man, I would kill for just a little bit of sauce or flavor, please. Krabby Double Deluxe. A big sandwich with twice the amount of patties. That's really it. You could try eating it like Patrick, but you'll probably choke and die. Btan is not liable for any damages. Patty Pal. It's a stupid, dumb little idiot toy for dumb idiots. It just rips off any originality from the Pipsqueak Patty. Oh sure, it's a toy now, but none of those straw limbs or ketchup smile are saving you, Patty Pal. If the Pipsqueak didn't already exist, this would probably be a bit higher, but right now, it's just a lower tier clone. The price of $13.50 might also have something to do with this. Monster Krabby Patty. This is a giant sandwich and needs a giant wedge of meat. Sadly, SpongeBob's spatula can't flip them all, and breaks. We never actually see the full sandwich, only the meat. Also, the guy who ordered it looks really funny. Salsa and basilicus. Less so a food and more a biological weapon. Its purpose is to lower the brain power of whoever consumes it. Turns out the god-awful fumes from this sauce destroy brain cells and leads to Bikini Bottom getting stupid. I wouldn't want to eat this, or I guess drink this, but it could be fun to load it in like a super soaker or something. Snail nip. You're eating catnip. You are eating catnip. You are eating catnip. Baleen Baby. It's baby food for whales. And it's made out of plankton. If I were a toddler, I guess this would be sick, but despite all the evidence, I am not. And thus, I don't want to eat baby food. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have dinner with a can of SpaghettiOs and meatballs. Spongy Patty. Is there a better choice than an expired Krabby Patty? These sponge yellow patties were cooked up by Eugene Krabs. His goal was to sell out and merchandise off of SpongeBob. These patties were not kept in the freezer and led customers to becoming sponge zombies. Also, it's time for your daily vocab lesson. The wiki describes the food with this sentence. Eating these causes the customers to get sick, turn yellow with olive green spots, and have distended bellies, nearly getting Mr. Krabs convicted and shutting down the crusty sponge. Alright viewer, what does distended mean? Is it A, acidic or caustic, B, swollen or bloated, C, putrid or disgusting, or D, this word isn't real and the SpongeBob wiki just made up something? You've got 2 seconds. Drum roll please. It is B. Distended specifically refers to bloating or expansion from internal pressure. Ew. Crispity crunchities. I could have skipped this and you wouldn't have known. Flabby Patty. This was a sandwich SpongeBob made to get Mr. Krabs and Plankton to work together in the other patty. It's like light red? Pinkish? It does not look good even though the town seems to enjoy it. We learn the recipe of 4 pounds of grade A love, a tablespoon of listening, 2 of understanding, mix it all together, and you hold it in your warm heart. Yeah, this is a scam. Pineapple Gary. It's Gary made out of pineapple. I'm sure it's good, but there's just a straight upgrade later on in this video. Sorry, bud. Sea-nut brittle. Okay, so this isn't actually a food, but it deserves a spot in the video. It's a prank item offered by Frank. Patrick takes the bait and gets hit with a bunch of purple tube things, I don't know. Frozen Krabby Patties. Krabby Patties? At home? At a satisfactory price? This is peak Mr. Krabs. The foolish cheapskate changes up the formula though, and adds sand as filler. I don't need to elaborate anymore. Nature Patty. It's just wild plants. I'm not gonna eat random leaves off a tree in the park. Not without some salt. Secret Patty. It was genetically cooked up in a lab and starts the Krabby Patty creature feature. For enjoying these jello looking patties, you get turned into wow, that's disgusting. The only way to save oneself from this horrid fate is to eat chum. A real lose-lose situation. Rainbowger. Congrats, you've discovered food dye. Kelp fries. One of the seemingly endless types of fry at the Krusty Krab. They change shape a ton. Sometimes they are more generic medium fry, other times barely bigger than a popsicle stick. Like, look at this. What, 6 fries in a box? That's just chips at this point. If there were a ton in that box, I'd love this. I'm a crunchy fry type of guy. By the way, if you like steakhouse fries, leave the video. There is another type of fry I'll cover that's basically the same, but this one is specifically named kelp fries. Bubble pie. Just hear me out. Canned coral. This is an entirely unfair and biased ranking. Canned coral is shown in this rather forgettable season 5 episode, Rise and Shine. For some reason as a kid, I love this one. The entire thing just follows Patrick's morning routine, complete with his breakfast. He has an entire pantry full of the stuff, and inside it just looks like slop. Meaty-ish slop. I imagine this is the equivalent of like canned vegetables or something. Not terrible, but nothing that will really knock your socks off. Is this classified as a vegetable or like a weird meat? Because I mean, coral is technically an animal. Now that I think about it, what is any of the meat in the show made from? One of the popular theories is that Krabby Patties are vegetarian. What about snail milk?
Snail milk. And that's what we're missing here is the actual milking of the snail.
We toned that down, didn't we?
From Gary, yeah.
Such a shame.
What was it we took out?
I think there was an udder underneath the snail.
Yeah, there was a milking scene. Too bad.
I'm getting off topic. For making me question the food industry ethics in SpongeBob, canned coral sits at a 2. Bowl of nails, without any milk. Edibility, 0%. Intimidation factor, 100%. The Great Snail Race Shake. Eggs, nails, protein powder, the 3 hallmarks of toughness, blended into one tongue-destroying shake. I know there's a gym bro out there who has tried this at some point. Cheese Fizz. Cheese Fizz is Cheese Fizz. You know exactly what you're getting. It doubles as a free photo ruiner. Like some other foods here, this mostly suffers in the ranking just because it's a single thing, not a full course meal or major snack or anything filling. Again, Cheese Fizz. The rare fruit of the kazook tree. What am I looking at? This? This is a fruit? It smells awful. And to pack away that stench, you need shredded gold. The wiki says this is based on durians. I mean, I guess, but just, won't catch me dropping cash on this Pikmin-looking crap patty. Look at this beauty. Curvy buns with that gorgeous mane of lettuce. Crimson tomato eyes. Rosy ketchup cheeks and a pure golden mustard grin. She's so amazing. But she's just a piece of meat.
Get into bed with this burger and just go to town with your mouth. But you are a piece of meat.
Drinkable socks. Featured only in the beginning of Truth or Square. You drink this mysterious concoction and socks form on your legs down to your feet. Does this create matter to make the socks, or does it transform matter into socks? And if yes for the latter, What does it transform from? Calories? Your skin? Can it overwrite already pre-existing socks? Is this a cloudy with a chance of meatball situation where you can't remove the socks once consumed? These are life-ruining, but they're so cool though. Diet Dr. Kelp. Diet Dr. Kelp is a drink known only for its infamy. Do I even need to tell you why? That barnacle head who slammed the Krusty Krab pizza in SpongeBob's face? I am sure this is a good drink, but my jade-tinted glasses tell me otherwise. Finally, we have picked up some flavor and variety. I look forward to eating these foods. They aren't life-changing or anything, but they work with what they got. It's basically the fast food tier. Fryin' Johnny. It's a Krabby Patty with extra onions. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I'll still always have the methodology SpongeBob uses when making this stuck in my head. First bun, followed by ketchup, mustard, pickles, extra onions, lettuce, cheese, tomatoes, and bun in that order. The SpongeBob Popsicle. Okay, so this isn't directly from the show, but it is such a prestigious treat, it deserves mention here. As I learned from my iceberg videos, Popsicle is a real company. That frozen treat on a stick, it isn't officially a popsicle unless it is from Popsicle. Whatever. These ice cold treats are best known for SpongeBob's melting face. So much so, it actually became a selling point in modern times. This is real, official SpongeBob merchandise. For the food, it is a generic popsicle with gumball eyes. I'm gonna saute a hot take here. Gumballs don't belong in popsicles. I don't like them. It's too weird. And because I don't like it, that means nobody should like it. Pretty Patties. A SpongeBob food invention never disappoints. Pretty Patties are no different. Krabby Patties, but with color and soul now. Only downside is the dye messes with you from changing tongue colors, apparel, and presumably radiation poisoning. A bit of a downer, but I'd still try one. And if it does go wrong, who knows? Maybe a glow-in-the-dark tongue has its benefits. Late night snacks are no longer a problem. I wonder what happens if you lick a battery with that. Do you get like a supercharged tongue? Or does it short circuit? I'm probably asking a lot of very dumb questions here, but it is these kinds of questions you come to my channel for. Probably. A king-size Ultra Krabby Supreme with the works. A double batter fried Krabby Patty on a stick with chuggable mayo? Is there a better food to eat? Our favorite, usually hostile incidental gets one of these and devours it. God, that chew, that mayo chug. I'm not even a big mayo guy, but I would do this. Barnacle chips. Okay, maybe I'm just dumb, but when SpongeBob says that barnacle chips are most certainly not delicious in chocolate with nuts, Pat responds with, "Not the way I use them." What does that mean? I've spent the better part of my life just trying to understand the joke. Do I even want to know what he means? Regardless, they just seem like Lay's. A perfectly fine, if a bit boring, chip. That mascot is kinda creepy though. Are the chips made from barnacles? Is it emulating the flavor? SpongeBob hates them, and he seems to have a wide flavor palette. I just don't trust these chips. Patty socks. Wait, what? No. No! Why would you do this? Why? Ugh, you ruined it. Well, actually, now that I think about it, there's definitely someone who would pay to see this. I'll be right back. Krabby Patty Rick. Oh, Neptune. Let's keep this brief. This was a puppet made of Krabby Patty meat from SpongeBob in Gone. He's driven mad from isolation and makes this thing to help him socialize. We only see Patty Rick for one scene, and that's one too many. Just creepy little guy. I bet he doesn't taste terrible though. Actually, hey, why hasn't anyone made edible action figures or something? This looks so fun to just chomp off Pat's head. Come on, you'd at least try it once, right? The ice cream boatmobile. This looks good, but man, that is a lot of ice cream. Multiple sizes and shapes of ice cream sandwiches, various scoops including mint, ew, sprinkles, or a banana bumper and a candy cane exhaust pipe. Probably fun to drive and eat, but I don't want to have that much ice cream. At least if you crash, you probably won't feel it due to how cold the whole thing is. Also, how do you refuel it? Do you have to pump in milk? What if you're lactose intolerant? Money Patty. Hey, you can't do that. Under Title 18, Section 333 of the U.S. Code, it is illegal to mutilate, cut, deface, disfigure, or perforate a bank bill with the intent to render it unfit for reissue. God. And here I looked up to SpongeBob. Never meet your heroes. Giant Krabby Patty. Do you ever see videos of those legendary people at hot dog eating contests where they like to dunk the dog in the water to make it mushier and easy to eat? I would pay a lot of money to see them work as a team to take down the giant Krabby Patty. This totally non-GMO Krabby Patty used to be such a sweet, innocent sandwich. Crabs came by and used some of Sandy's growth serum, and it led to this meat-filled apocalyptic event. On paper, this should be great. It's just more meat. But my main problem is when it starts devouring the town. No, I don't care about losing my life trying to chomp this beast down. Since it takes over the town, how many germs and trash does this thing pick up? Listen, I might be a hungry fool, but I'm a hungry fool with standards. Kelp jerky. It's just beef jerky. Nobody hates beef jerky. I like beef jerky. You probably like beef jerky. Sorry, vegetarians. It comes in a tiny bag and it is a reddish brown color. I have lived under a rock my whole life. Turns out kelp isn't generally green. At least that's what my probably lacking research has found. Also, it isn't even a plant. It is a stramenopile. The more I look into this, the more complex words I find, so I'm just gonna leave this here. Relish Krabby Patty. Boldly going where no fast food burger has before, the relish patty is not a patty made with typical relish. What does it have? Residue of aliens. More specifically, their slimy, gooey, green sludge. They are good, but cause a mutation of mayonnaise phobia. I think our concern here is less with the taste and biological health hazard, and more so where it's being sourced from. So SpongeBob and Sandy destroyed these weird jelly and aliens, so are we just using their corpses? Shouldn't we be donating this alien material to, I don't know, Sandy for scientific study or something? Just saying, this is exactly how a zombie plague or something similar starts in a movie. Emergency Krabby Patties. Screw the current legislation of this country. I want emergency fast food placed in every single ambulance. It's just a giant can of Krabby Patty meat. You know how Missouri has one of those giant cheese vaults? The ones that total to like 1.4 billion pounds of cheese for the government? Could we substitute that for Krabby Patties? I don't know what else to write here, I just really wanted to bring up the cheese vault, and this image of good old Reagan. Barbecue nuts. Can you eat acorns? Asking for a friend. These are nuts barbecued up by our favorite Texas-loving squirrel. They do look good, but I mean, anything does on a grill. Everyone in town loves them, so much so that the Krabby Patty is put out of business. They seem decent, but I don't know. I just don't really care. The executive treatment. A genius marketing scheme. How do we advertise to corporate suits and Silicon Valley techfish? Flip the script and sell them an overpriced product. It's literally just a Krabby Patty by a different name, and I respect the grind from Mr. Krabs. To order this Krabby coin, you have to dress sharp. Luckily, the Krusty Krab offers a glasses and tie combo for only $20. Even with this just being a generic Krabby Patty, the marketing setup is fantastic. Krabby Patty in a can. Nice try, pal. It's just emergency Krabby Patties all over again. Changing the can slightly doesn't get you a new entry. Krabby Newburg. No shot this is made from the same ingredients of a Krabby Patty. The Krabby Newburg is a parody of Beef Wellington, according to the wiki, and I don't care enough to fact check right now. Looks fancy. Too bad I'm gonna drown it in barbecue sauce. Krabby Pate. Krabby Patty meatloaf with jewelry embedded into it. No, secret Krabby sauce. It's kind of hard to rank a sauce versus actual foods, but the secret Krabby sauce tries its best. First, kind of appeared in As Seen on TV during the commercial, but we get a more pronounced one in Not Normal. A bit thicker than what I would expect for a sauce, dare I say chunky. I won't lie, it's probably good. It is an ingredient for a Krabby Patty, it kinda has to be. During Not Normal, SpongeBob eats it with Pat, but his transformation isn't stopped with this method. Also in the episode, there's a mom who says to her kid,
Mommy, what are those things?
Those are undesirables, honey.
We only talk to normal people.
Lady, what the fuck? Bonbons. Ah, delicious, delectable bonbons. Offered by Sergeant Sam Roderick, a foolish fish takes him up on the deal. He gets launched for it. Was it worth it, Monroe? Enjoy your sweet treat, you vile creature. Potato Puff. They killed her! This was a dummy used by everyone's favorite boating instructor, and she gives it a walkie-talkie to communicate with SpongeBob. I was going through galleries of this tater, thought I recognized something, and I was right! There's a quick gag involving Knobby Knuckles, a tough guy saloon. Look right there! That's one of the Tough Tug patrons from the first movie! God, he's so cool. Anyways, SpongeBob ends up mashing poor Mrs. Russet. Rest in peace, Queen, you will be missed. She gets better. Quasi-gummy chewy candy fish. Tasty. A parody of Swedish Fish. I could go for some right now. One fish named Dale is arrested for having these, implying either the police are incompetent and think he is eating other fish, or this is part of the drug trade. All I'm saying is that the market in Bikini Bottom is untapped. If someone were to come in, they would have no competition. Now, what other drugs would be on the table? I don't know, but it bare minimum would have to include a cameo from SpongeBob Hemp Pants. Frankenstein fish food. This is some nasty looking grub that Sandy feeds to some jellyfish in squirrel jelly. What places it this high in the video? The jellyfish that eat it develop buzzsaws. Sandy has genetically upgraded jellyfish to be even more dangerous. What happens if I have some? Do I grow claws or like mantis blades on my arms? If so, sign me up. That is the ultimate male fantasy. It seems to just make them more aggressive, so I'm classifying this as a drug instead of a food. It is potent, and I am terrified of what happens if you put this in a protein shake. SpongeBob's Ice Cream Sundae. Oh dear Neptune. Composed of ketchup and onions and topped with a full potted peanut plant is the glorious reimagining of a treat. Apparently, it tastes really good according to SpongeBob. It just gives you terrible breath. I trust SpongeBob. He wouldn't lie to me. Not without good reasons. Though to be fair, this is the same guy who ate snail nip. I'd try it. Honestly, I would. If the worst case is bad breath, I'll just pop a mint or go whip out a toothbrush. Call me crazy for this one, but it could be fun. Squidward the ice cream cone. 2 ice creams in a row. An evil wizard transforms Squidward into a pistachio ice cream cone. Thankfully, it's not actually Mr. Tennis Balls. Instead, it originates from a kid tossing it outside a boat. Litterbug. Sponge thinks he transforms his neighbor into this dessert, and it eventually melts. Give credit where it is due. That's one accurate nose. Nutty Butter. Sandy's version of peanut butter. Peanut butter is good, but oh my Neptune, it is so dry. Have you had just a peanut butter sandwich? I would rather eat the bread without the spread. Sandy makes it from her tree and eventually takes too much from it, damaging the poor thing. Pretty good, and it looks quite tasty in the show. Sea nut butter. Oh, you think you're so funny. Coming right after Nutty Butter? You are not a 3-star, you are a 1-star. Maybe try being different next time. Kelp Nougat Crunch. What the barnacle is a nougat? It is a confection made with sugar or honey, or roasted nuts, and egg whites. I can see why SpongeBob wanted this, and I especially sympathize with him. Look at this parasite just stealing his food. Volcano sauce. A hot sauce so terribly spicy, Sponge imagines a sentient drop using all its godly powers to inflict pain. Sandy chugs it like a champ. It's made a few extra appearances, but nothing has managed to top that drop. Bet Tom Kenny had a field day with this bit. What are we thinking the Scoville unit on this sucker is? Snail bites. More. Barnacle loaf. I don't care what it is called, this is salami or a sausage of some kind. Look at the way Sponge chops it open. Looks great and seems to taste great since Sponge and Sandy try to have it for a meal. Honestly, all the food from Karate Choppers looks tasty. Bobby sauce, Sponge sauce. This one depends on your spice tolerance. Are you a wimp who gets sand in your buns at the beach? Then go with the mild Bobby sauce. Just look at that face. No sauce should look that smug and content. Tangy Sponge sauce though? That's the real deal. Both of these were served in the short-lived Krusty Sponge. Honestly, seems like a good deal. There are also real-life versions, but instead of these glorious faces, We just get memes. Nickelodeon, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I haven't seen anyone use the surprise Patrick face in about 10 years. Blood, diet blood. From what we know, it's literal blood. I don't know how diet can exist. Also, is it like a cocktail of multiple blood types? Do different ones have different flavors, or does plasma act like soda syrup? O is Dr. Pepper, O plus is diet, O minus is zero sugar. A is Pepsi, A plus is Pepsi Max, A minus is Pepsi Max, but like the Australian version, which is better. B is Coke, B plus is diet, B minus is cherry, AB is 7-Up, AB plus is Sprite, and AB minus is just Coke, but only those festive ornament ones around the holiday season. I swear to Neptune, those taste better than cans or usual bottles. But I can't find any of them during Christmas season anymore. It's a national travesty. Why would they gut it? What are they scared of? It's the stupid Fruit Loops edible straw situation all over again. You had perfection in your hands and dropped it. Oh yeah, and if you have like a weird mix of blood or plasma, then that's the equivalent of hitting 10 random buttons on those custom soda vending machines in some stores. Specifically the ones almost out of syrup, and you can taste it. Alright, here we are, 4 stars. I think my voice is gonna give out in 10 minutes, so. Now we are cooking. Finally, some great quality grub. These are all good. They taste good, they feel good to eat. But they could be more. Most of these foods just need some extra sauce or something to just be a little bit better. Krabby fries. Are these the world's most crabby fries? Let's find out. Double triple bossy deluxe on a raft, 4x4 animal style, extra shingles with a shimmy and a squeeze, light axle grease, make it cry, burn it, and let it swim. That mouthful sure is a mouthful. This is the now iconic order of bubble bass from season 1's Pickles. There is so much to unpack with this behemoth. This has so many different properties, from being on toast or including jelly, extra sauce, burning the patties, extra onions, tons of patties, and lots of cheese. Can't forget the pickles either. If you haven't seen it, Binging with Babish has a great video on what a real-life approximation would look like, and my Neptune, that is a tower. Can you have too much of a good thing? I'm not sure what else I can describe here that you haven't heard before. It is a scary sandwich with tons of memorability and sheer power under those buns. Well, technically it's toast, but you get the point. Donut. I am as basic as they come. A simple glazed is best. Maybe if I'm feeling daring, I'll take a chocolate layer on top. Patrick's briefcase looks tasty. Also featuring Patrick are those angel and devil donuts from the Donut of Shame. Okay, another hypothetical, but what would a devil and angel donut taste like? I imagine the heavenly one would have similar characteristics to an angel food cake, probably light and fluffy. The demonic one though? I have no idea. Maybe red velvet? Bran flakes. New Bran flakes. Bold new taste. Bran flakes. What a memorable marketing slogan. It is a cereal made with bran. Seems to be popular with the old folks of the town, as our favorite Old Man Jenkins contender likes it. I'd enjoy this for a nice breakfast. And, as I researched for this, did you know SpongeBob got to eat some during Mermaid Man 2? Yeah, and it has a new box. Look at what they did to my barnacle boy. I kind of have to give this a good rating because it's one of the many typos similar to my name. I'm not sure what btan flakes would taste like, but it beats seeing the various tanning products you get when you search my name. Fried oyster skins. Turns out, besides being a decent food, these bad boys are perfect for neutralizing security of a self-isolated ethno-state neighborhood. I'm pretty sure D. Bradley Baker voices the octopus security guard in Squidville, and I always love his delivery.
We're sorry, but your kind isn't allowed here. He's not leaving Orville. You got your nightstick ready? Fried oyster skins! Oh!
Squidward soda. I don't know what kind of stuff he got, but as a kid, I always wanted to reverse keg stand some of Squid's pop from Naughty Nautical Neighbors. It just looks good. It has fantastic carbonations and comes in a fun bottle. As we all know, the pop container tier list has fountains on top, plastic and glass bottles in mid-tier, and cans at the far bottom. There is just a different taste when you drink from a bottle, and whatever soda Squidward gets is no different. Truthfully, it's probably just like Sprite or something. Triple Krabby Supreme, kelp bun, extra pickles, and burnt to a crisp. This was Squidward's specialty order. Sadly, he never got to enjoy this heavenly sandwich. I don't know if it's just Squidward's hunger throughout the episode, but man, something makes that patty especially seem juicy and delicious. Hash browns! Yippee! It's hash browns. If you think I'm gonna make some quippy remark and be sarcastic, you need to take 10 steps back and reevaluate your life choices. Nobody hates hash browns. Nobody. These only show up during the vacation specials for Patrick, who eats them in the first 10 seconds. That's all, but I mean, do you need more? Bomb Krabby Patty. It's a literal explosive stuffed between two buns. It explodes if you get 10 feet away from the Krusty Krab, or it can be set off with a timer. I love this food. Amoeba treats. Dog treats. These are fed to Spot and are just like dog treats. I like the pink amoeba on one of the cans here. He's just a funny little guy. Krusty Dog. Speaking of dogs, we have one of the best spin-offs of a Krabby Patty. First off, this actually originated in Nasty Patty, but as a kelp variant, if you remember that at all. Vegetarian options are always a plus. It is a hot dog made out of Krabby Patty meat. I think we would all want to try this at least once, right? Plus, the marketing for it is fantastic. Squidward in that outfit could sell thousands of dogs. Sadly, we lost it when SpongeBob blew one of them up. The Night Patty. We've gone from the unappetizing to the unalived. God, that physically hurt to say. Night patties are made from burnt Krabby Patties. The patrons of the Krusty Krab's night shift go crazy for them. This raises a lot of paranormal questions though. So, something burning or dying from extreme heat leads to a smoky soul. If I were to somehow kill a patty with extreme cold instead, would it be a giant block of ice? Maybe some kind of ectoplasmic mist? And even further questions lead us to soul problems. If a Krabby Patty can only be killed with fire and brimstone, does the sandwich soul possess the consumer? Also, the patrons consume these Krabby Patty souls, but they themselves are still alive. Most of them are denizens of Rock Bottom, directly implying Rock Bottom in the SpongeBob SquarePants world is canonically hell, or limbo. Some kind of afterlife. All we need to certify this theory is to have the bus driver be named Karen or something. Can you tell I've been playing a lot of Hades too? Bun patty. Bread. The baby squid burger. Ever wanted to really get that primal hunt for your food? Want to see how your ancestors fought for their lunch? Look no further than Squidward's canonical child. This thing probably tastes alright, but you don't care about the taste. If you want this, you are here for the adrenaline. I want to chase down this sandwich as it runs from me, tackle it, and begin viciously chomping off hamburger bits. Ketchup blood stains my face, but it doesn't make me falter in my quest. I want to hunt down this sandwich and kill it. I want it to know fear. I want to eat this creature. Milkshakes. I have some history with this one. During my first SpongeBob Inconsistencies video, I made a casual offhand remark that nobody gets milkshakes anymore. Yeah, guys, I was dead wrong. I am a milkshake enjoyer now. I see that dairy light. And in Bikini Bottom, you need a license to make a milkshake, which entails a full-on boot camp with Captain Frosty Mug, my beloved. They take their shakes seriously, and I have to give them credit. Respect to our troops, putting their lives on the line like this. We've got specific criteria, viscosity, flavor, cherry placement, everything you could ever want, and it's taught by Frosty Mug, who used to be the king until the milkshake incident 20 years ago. The way SpongeBob makes them by the end of License to Milkshake is a bit unclean, to say the least, but hey, he makes a great shake. I'm not gonna argue with results. If SpongeBob makes you something, you eat it, no questions asked. And unlike Squidward, he doesn't burn it? Hattie Patty. It's already a long-standing tradition on my tier list to overemphasize how stylish hats are. The Hattie Patty is no exception. It's a Krabby Patty you put on your head. Be mindful to not mix it up with Squidward's hairpiece from Karate Choppers. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Despite the name, this doesn't seem terrible. Our meal from the night shift of the Krusty Krab includes a boo-ger, sucker shakes, howling rings, and some crawly fries on the side. It really doesn't seem terrible. Of course, it doesn't exist due to this episode being in the title zone, but still, just make sure not to eat from the other Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Probably won't taste as good. Or actually, maybe do eat it. We need to remove that monster from the ocean. You take the first bite though. Chum fricassee. Okay. Edible chum, once thought a myth, is now a reality. Grandma Tentacles somehow has a method for fixing chum and making it edible and tasty. It takes forever to cook though, the one downside. I don't see any major visual difference between the usual chum and the fricassee. If it's good, I'll eat it. The chocolate balloon. There are two ways of looking at this. Number one, practicality. A giant chocolate balloon that floats in the sky is a health disaster. Scallops picking at it? A land squirrel with boots directly on the thing that also touched the ocean floor? This is a germaphobe's worst nightmare. And also, there can't be that much chocolate. It has to be hollow, right? At the end of Valentine's Day, it explodes, but I mean, is chocolate heavier than water? I don't know, but by the logic of it being a giant balloon, I'm assuming most of it is empty. Then there is thought process number two. It's a giant chocolate balloon. This is perfect. Gelatin Gary. Okay, that's pretty cute. Look at the colors, the bounciness, even the eye stalks. I gotta give it points for beauty. Even if you hate gelatin stuff, come on, look at the little fella. Too bad it comes from one of the worst episodes in the show. I think Gelatin Gary got off easier than the real one. Fortune cookies. Fortune cookies taste good. It's been many years since I had one, but I remember them being good. And in the SpongeBob world, they are more than good. They have the ability to rewrite reality. Want a bunch of money? Eat a cookie. I don't know what to give this. I didn't think I'd be power scaling food here. Candy bar. I don't get it. It's just a simple chocolate candy bar, and yet it looks so tasty. I mean, look at the way Pat devours that thing. It has to be amazing, especially since Sponge does his weird tongue-licking routine. You know, I'm only realizing this now, but maybe I shouldn't be writing this script while I'm waiting for my lunch. Live-action broccoli. The live-action broccoli is a sentient piece of broccoli that appears in the episode Perfect Chemistry. It looks like an ordinary piece of broccoli in live action. However, the broccoli also has a small towel around the bottom of it. When Plankton goes inside of his new invention, he comments on how hot it is in the vegetable steamer. A sentient piece of broccoli is then shown to be inside it, also commenting on how hot the vegetable steamer is. I would die for live-action broccoli. Yummy stuff. Oh my Neptune, Squidward! Proving once again he is the king of this tier list, Squid has a bunch of various foodstuffs. From sausages, breads, cheeses, veggies, and more. Oh man, even smoked kielbasa. This is food fit for a king. It's just a shame Krabs had to steal it all to feed his daughter. Even the generic bags and boxes called yummy stuff look good. I'm also taking up this spot to say I'm surprised I don't see a lot of discussions on this episode. I really am not a fan. Drinkable sausage. This is in the 4-star tier because of creativity. Only creativity. Should you drink this? No, you should not. Will that stop me? No. No, it will not. Jelly patty. Now, this one I have an interest in, and I'm not saying that as a joke for an entry like some of the previous or future foods. I would be down to actually eat this. It's addicting and spreads through the Krusty Krab. Everyone needs a jelly patty, and Mr. Krabs needs more. This causes Sponge to dry up the entire jellyfish population when my boy, No Name, shows up to save the day. Get yourself a friend like old No Name. He and Sponge bring down Krabs' inhumane factory. We see variations of usual pinkish jelly and a special blue variant from our friend. I just really like that blue jellyfish. He's the king of one-off characters. Changed my mind. Swedish barnacle balls. Them Swedes know how to make great food. We never get to see the actual meatballs, but judging by the cover, they look juicy. Hit them with some sauce or throw them in some spaghetti. You've got a ticket for a wonderful dinner. Squidward is about to roast them over the open fire. Oh my Neptune, that sounds so good. Is he gonna make a little kebab out of them? Now I want to try that. Maybe swap the canned meatballs for ones in the fridge or freezer though. The Wordy Burger. Sure, why not? peak of patties, the top scoop of the stack, whatever you call it, these final foods are amazing with few flaws. Nobody hates these foods. The patty wagon, sesame seed finish, steel belted pickles, grilled leather interior, all supported by a fuel-injected French fryer with dual overhead grease traps. I'm not much of a car guy, but even I recognize peak when it's in front of me. From a design perspective, this drive-thru legend is great. Too bad it's missing turn signals. Also, no seatbelts. I'm surprised Nick let that slide for the first movie. The wagon is a godsend. It never breaks down, never needs maintenance or anything. The 2 gas station attendants don't even end up fueling her. Talk about environmentally friendly, huh? Slabby Patty. It's a real-life equivalent of a Krabby Patty. It cannot be bad. It is made by the human version of SpongeBob. I'm not going to throw a snarky remark at this thing. This is what we would eat. It just already is a Krabby Patty. I don't need to do semantics or make logic for how that would taste. This is a real-life fast food burger, and a dang good one at that. Squidward souffle. Now this is art. A glorious souffle topped with island decor. Our big-nosed king sits upon his throne, content to take in the waves. The full resolution background art for this is really good looking, by the way. Something about the color and shading really gives it a nice definition and feel. I also don't know what a souffle is, but that's besides the point. It also later appears in the Krusty Krab's Lost and Found, which makes me terrified to eat it. Made by none other than Squidward in his kitchen, this looks delicious. Squidward uses part of it to blow fake bubbles at Sponge and Pat in Naughty Nautical Neighbors, and chokes on a fork partway through. It just looks really nice. Say what you will about some of his artistic skills, Squidward knows competition. Dang it, Squidward knows composition. Krusty Kid's meal. Also called the silly meal or the kiddie meal, it's just a Happy Meal. I'm pretty sure 90% of my audience has had a Happy Meal at some point, and let's be real, nobody craps on a Happy Meal. In this grand size box, we get a pipsqueak patty, a juice box, and some fries. Again, just a Happy Meal. Screw all that though, we don't want the food. Authentic Mermaid Man action figure? Barnacle Boy pencil? Krusty Krab crossover? What's not to love? 5 stars out of 5. This seems like the perfect meal for a kid. Triple Gooberberry Sunrise. Now this is a dessert worthy of a king. Multiple scoops, bananas, chocolate, cherries, what else do you need? It is so intoxicating, it knocks out both Sponge and Pat when they eat it. Sorry about the scabies cake. I don't know how that got here. Holographic meatloaf. I am a sucker for a good meatloaf. And yes, for that guy in the audience, plankton photosynthesize so they get their nutrients from light, and so it's a funny in-joke, you know, he's eating the light from the sun. I know, you've said this every time the episode gets brought up. We know. I'd chow down on this bad boy. It looks great. No animals were harmed for this. It's a perfect vegetarian meal. I wonder how much the electricity bill costs. Actually, never mind. Plankton probably has some fission reactor in the chum bucket. Finally, I asked my viewers in a poll about appetizing food in the show, and 2/3 said they'd eat this over Squidward's Krabby Patty Child. Do what you will with that information. Chum Monkey. Let's give it up for the Chum Monkey. He's just a little guy. Look at him eating that popcorn. He's so happy and content with his life. God, I wish I was as satisfied as him. Sure, he might be made out of gross flesh and meat, but if the Chum Monkey can enjoy life, you can too. Roast a la Squidward. A full model of Squidward's lovely head made entirely out of veggies. Potatoes, zucchinis, eggplant, corn, peppers, tomato, lettuce, carrots, onions, and I think that's a turnip in the back. Listen, I'm not saying I would smooch it, but vegetable word gets burnt to a crisp in the oven. The real one was busy trying to fight a really annoying sea bunny. God, I hate that little guy, and he gets away in the end. Disgusting vermin. Still, little can be done to mar the vegetable face of our favorite octopus. Peak design, variety is off the charts, appearance is drop-dead gorgeous, and packs a fantastic flavor. Canned bread. Wow, they have it! Come on, we all know in our hearts this is at the top. It deserves 5 stars, and you know it. It was here during Squidward's stay in Tentacle Acres, and proves that just living off of canned bread will lead a man to misery. To my shock, It also shows up in the Season 8 episode Super Evil Aquatic Villain Team Up Is Go. Man Ray is just restocking a canned bread vending machine. It's just bread. The same cans over and over. I'd give it a try, it can't be that bad. Actually, scratch that. I'd love to see what shotgunning one of these is like. Kelpo. There are just some classic foods from this show you have to try. Obviously the Krabby Patty, but in my humble YouTuber opinion, every SpongeBob fan has wanted to see what Kelpo tastes like. We've seen hundreds of variations of different boxes or cereal appearances. And just look at that mascot. He's so happy to get eaten. Speaking of eating, what is the cereal? Is it kelp? Is it cornflakes? And most importantly, what's the prize at the bottom of the box? Exploding pie. Just hear me out, Lonely Crab. We've all been there. You know it'll be relatively boring, but it's an easy meal for when you don't really want to get out of bed for long. And I bet money someone is watching this video while they eat a frozen TV dinner of some kind. This meal specifically has chicken, peas, and mashed potatoes. And at $13.99, my Neptune, dude, what the barnacle. This better be the best meal I ever have. I like the advertisement of it being 30% lonelier. That's a great selling point. Does this truly belong at the top tier, surrounded by SpongeBob legends? Quality-wise, I'd say no. But again, we've all been there. Not every food needs to be a slam dunk. Sometimes you just want that simple, easy meal. Or can't afford anything better. I won't judge. Out of all the foods in this video, the Lonely Crab would likely be the one I eat most. Krusty Krab Pizza. As you are seeing in this tier, Bikini Bottom is home to many legendary food items. The Krusty Krab Pizza is a no-brainer. Just look at it. The cheese, the pepperoni, the crust. I don't have to do much to sell you on this. Plus, you will be guaranteed to get your delivery. Just please, for the love of Neptune, don't order a Diet Dr. Kelp. You're better than this. Ugh food. Back in a long time ago, we followed the ancient ancestors of SpongeBob, Squidward, and Patrick as they discovered fire in Ugh. SpongeGar, Patar, and my beloved Squog found the joy of cooking and whipped up many new snacks. First up were some toasted flowers that I imagine tasted similar to marshmallows. After this, they tested coral, sticks, kelp, vines, a precursor to popcorn, and some feral crabs. For being basic wild food, they sure do make it look super delicious. Those money-hungry crabs specifically seem good, and I'm not even a big crab guy. The only crab food I like is Rangoon, but that's more so because of Far Cry 4. Best in the series, fight me. These guys were the original chefs of Bikini Bottom. They deserve our respect. Without them, this entire video wouldn't be possible. Thank you, SpongeGar, Patar, and especially my beloved Squog. Out of every possible food they could bring to real life, besides the obvious Krabby Patty, I'd be most excited about kelp shakes. They are infectious and spread like fire across the savannah. They look good. They just look so good. I imagine they have some kind of lime or lemon flavor, similar to a Sprite or something. Now, they do have some downsides, namely getting covered in fur, but it's a worthy price. Honestly, I'd be more scared of the multiplying buildings. It's like a Hydra. For the one major time it shows up in the series in Best Frenemies, it leaves a well-lasting impact. I bet you like 70 to 80% of all SpongeBob fans remember kelp shakes. It's really an Adam and Eve apple situation. Do you taste the forbidden sip of the kelp shake? I would, and I'd do it again, and again, and again. Oh my Neptune, no way, the Krabby Patty in the top tier, who would have guessed? We all knew this was here. Out of all the tier lists or ranking videos I have made, I've never had a situation where the first place is obvious. For instance, in my Plankton Plan tier list video, you have a likely guess of what is at the top, but you still want to see the best, the cream of the Plankton top. Even if you have a solid 80% chance of guessing correctly, it's still fun to confirm your suspicions. Here, you know the Krabby Patty is the best. I do not need to describe it to you. Patty, lettuce, cheese, tomato, pickles, mustard, ketchup, bun, and, depending on the writer, some secret sauce. It's number one for a reason, and a reason you already know. Everyone knows the Krabby Patty. Everyone. What I am about to do is a cardinal sin. My square-pantsed brothers and sisters may crucify me for this, but I hold fast in my belief. You may call me crazy, deranged, or even a fool. With my knowledge, my context, and my personality, I know my choice is true for me. You've presumably watched this entire video. You have seen our culinary journey, from gummy to coral, from Diet Dr. Kelp to Kelpo, from chum to Krabby Patties. We have tasted our way through Bikini Bottom. I know you understand, so please forgive me. Let me show you how to make a Krabby Patty the right way. Yes, you are reading and watching this correctly. The #1 spot in a SpongeBob SquarePants food tier list is a Krabby Patty not made by SpongeBob. Let me explain. This Krabby Patty variation is by Jim, the Krusty Krab's original fry cook. This thing is perfection. That is an undeniable, objective fact. Everyone says it is a flawless sandwich, SpongeBob included. One aspect I would love to see some discussion on is Jim as a character. I might have to even make a video on him. He is such a fascinating character and foil to SpongeBob. Jim is a more well-rounded SpongeBob. He has success and doesn't get screwed over by Mr. Krabs, nor does he worry about his self-esteem regarding his food. Jim is a master of its craft. Even compared to SpongeBob, it isn't an issue of his food being better quality-wise but lacking soul or love. No, the episode never says or implies Jim's patties are made without passion. They are an upgrade from SpongeBob's Krabby Patties in every way. This deserves its spot at the top. Literally perfect. Not hyperbole at all. A Jim patty is life-changing. Few other foods on this list can even compare. Out of every food I would try in SpongeBob, a Jim patty would be #1. Yes, of course I want to eat a Krabby Patty served by SpongeBob, but a Jim patty has the same vibe as that one Ratatouille scene with the beautiful colors and warm comfort. If you wanted the normal Krabby Patty from Sponge instead of this, I fully get it. This entry is entirely my personal choice. I think the normal Krabby Patty will be the popular option, but I just can't deny how truly delightful and radiant a Jim patty sounds. Just like last time, here is the final recap. And again, all in one take. Am I just stretching this video out to get a few more mid-rolls? Allegedly. 1 star, Gummy, the appetizer, 1 dozen crying cows on the farm, the ugly patty, chum burger, chum stick, salad, seahorse milk, chum nuggets, snail po, chum supreme, free sample Krabby Patty, golden patty, patty whip, chum crabs, seahorse radish, black lemonade, ultra chummy patties packed with quadruple whatever, the nasty patty, synthetic Krabby Patty, the weenie patty, the pizza patty, the burrito patty, the noodle patty, coral bits, rusty on rye, gummy Krabby Patties, glove candy. 2 stars, plab patty, sequin milkshakes and bow tie french fries, health inspector food, peeled patty, chum patty, shampoo and diet shampoo. Hold on, I gotta look at my next page, it cuts off. Wow soup, yummy buns, paper patties, Krabby Double Deluxe, Patty Pal, Monster Krabby Patty, Salsa and Basilicus, Snail Nip, Baleen Baby, Spongy Patties, Crispity Crunchities, Flabby Patty, Pineapple Gary, Sea-Nut Brittle, Frozen Krabby Patties, Nature Patty, Secret Patty, Rainbowger, Kelp Fries, I hate this, Bubble Pie, Canned Coral, Bowl of Nails, Great Snail Race Shake, Cheese Fizz, the rare fruit of the Kazook Tree, Patty, Drinkable Socks, Diet Dr. Kelp, 3 stars, Cryin' Johnny, the SpongeBob Popsicle, Pretty Patties, King Size Ultra Krabby Supreme with the works, Barnacle Chips, Patty Socks, Krabby Patty Rick, Ice Cream Boatmobile, Money Patty, Giant Krabby Patty, Kelp Jerky, Relish Krabby Patty, Emergency Krabby Patty, hold on, gotta go to the next page, Barbecue nuts, the executive treatment, Krabby Patty in a can, Krabby Newburg, Krabby Pate, secret Krabby sauce, bonbons, potato puff, quasi-gummy chewy candy fish, Frankenstein fish food, SpongeBob's ice cream sundae, Squidward the ice cream cone, nutty butter, peanut butter, kelp nougat crunch, volcano sauce, snail bites, barnacle loaf, Bobby sauce and sponge sauce, blood and diet blood. 4 stars. Kelp fries, double triple velocity deluxe on a raft, 4x4 animal style, extra shingles with a shimmy and a squeeze, light axle grease, make it grind, burn it, let it swim, donut, bran flakes, fried oyster skins, Squidward soda, triple Krabby Supreme, hash browns, bomb Krabby Patty, amoeba treats, Krusty Dog, the night patty, bun patty, baby squid burger, milkshakes, Hattie Patty, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, chum fricassee, the chocolate balloon. I'm on the final page. Gelatin Gary, fortune cookies, candy bar, live action broccoli, yummy stuff, drinkable sausage, jelly patty, Swedish barnacle balls, the wordy burger, 5 stars, the patty wagon, the slabby patty, Squidward souffle, the Krusty Kids meal, triple gooberberry sunrise, sorry about the scabies cake, holographic meatloaf, chum monkey, roast a la Squidward, canned bread, kelpo, exploding pie, lonely crab, Krusty Krab pizza, ugh food, I just hit something, kelp shakes, Krabby Patty, 6 stars, the gym patty. Do I even need an outro here? You aren't watching. Still, if you are, thanks for tagging along on this stupid video series. I can't wait to eventually rank bikini bottom buildings or something. I've been btan. Thanks for watching.